Hello, this is Prakash. Welcome to the next edition of Coffee Times Success Nuggets. There are many people who seriously come to me and say that I've learned a lot from this video. I've learned a lot from your session. Life has taught me a lot. We all make this common mistake of not being able to differentiate between what is knowledge and what is learning. Knowledge is available in plenty. You can go to the internet and find it. You can read it in books. You can watch videos. You can listen to audios. You can watch sessions like this, even one on one. Yet, we might never actually get to learn. The unfortunate rote memory system, as we have been put through from our schooling days, predominantly in many sections of the world, makes us believe that we have learned actually something, whereas we have just acquired a little bit of more knowledge. We have transferred what is on paper into the empty cells of your brain. Nothing more, nothing less. Would it really be useful? It's like as good as having shifted a set of seeds from a shop into the basket that you have at a home, but never actually putting the seed into the ground for it to germinate and grow. The same is true for all of us. When you actually say that you have learned, what does it actually mean? It's a pretty lengthy process. The only way in which actual learning happens is when you put that knowledge into practice, you experience it, you do it a number of times where literally it becomes now part of your subconscious process, or what we call as literally your reflex, or what you would call as a muscle memory, where you don't even have to remember what that learning is by looking up at a book. Or when someone asks you a life lesson, you don't need to say, oh, strategy is this, tactic is this, how you plan, this, how you live life. The moment you have to recall, the moment you have to look at a book, you have to look at a manual, it's no more something that you have learned. It is still a external box that you're referring to, even if it is inside your brain. True learning happens only when you are able to actually internalize it by experiencing the learning, and in all probabilities, the learning will continue to stay with you permanently when they are aligned to the short, mid, or long term goal that you have. It also involves a unlearning process. Many people think that unlearning means to forget what I have learned from the past. That, in fact, would not be the right way to look at it if you ask me. Ideally, unlearning is nothing but a process of removing habits that don't work for you anymore. What worked for you 5 years back, 10 years back, in making you progress towards your chosen goals, objective dreams of life, which don't actually anymore offer you any help. The ability for you to drop off, the way in which you have to drop off some weight when you climb a mountain, when lightness is essential for you to reach the top of the mountain. Likewise, you should be able to unlearn by dropping off habits that do not suit you. Why do I have to drop off habits? For a simple reason. Habits is what consume your time throughout the day. And if you have habits that don't align with the goal that you are walking towards to, these are the ones that you have to unlearn. You don't need to forget them. You just know that these habits, these knowledge that I had earlier, which I had been practicing, is of no more use to me. I just let it go because it doesn't help me to move towards my goal. Hence, seriously speaking, you have to pick up new habits, which is what learning is about, which aligns to your goals and objectives of life. Be ready to unlearn those habits, rote memories, and practices that don't henceforth align to the goal that I have. So far, so good, I have reached. Like what Swami Vivekananda once famously said, what has brought you till now will not take you any further. Drop it off and move on. Hence, the next time when you say, I have learned something, be very aware that learning truly means that you have experienced it, you have internalized it, and that learning is in alignment with your personal, professional, social, or spiritual goals. Something to think about. Keep sipping your coffee till we meet again in the next edition of Coffee Times Success Nuggets. This is Prakash signing off. Thank you.